For the first time ever, I am revealing every single stock that I have in my TFSA. This has been a long-awaited video that I have pushed away many times because sometimes I'm shy a little bit, but I am finally ready to do it and share with all of you my investment portfolio. So if you don't know me, here's a little bit of background about me. Hi, I'm Reni, also known as Reni the Resource. I have been investing since I was 18 years old and I am 29 years old now. So I have about 11 years of experience investing in the stock market. I started off picking stocks because that was the only way that I thought you could invest at that time. But now I mainly buy ETFs. And I will say that I did very, very well with stocks, and it actually allowed me to buy my home at age 23. So I'm not anti-stocks, but as I build my business, I realized that I need to reduce decision-making as much as possible and also manage my energy. So I have a lazy girl strategy, and for that reason, I mainly buy ETFs now, but I do still own some stocks that I bought a few years back and some even this year. Lastly, I am a long-term investor, so everything that I purchased was purchased assuming that they will be held for the long run and not to trade. I do not trade, I only purchase for the long run. So let's get into it. Okay, drum roll please. We're about to announce the portfolio that has been long awaited. Okay, so this is my portfolio, my TFSA, and this is on Wealthsimple. I currently have about $166,000 in this account. And over the past 1 year, it has increased by $39,000, and of all time, it has increased by $53,000. These might not be exactly accurate because I have transferred money from one brokerage account to this new TFSA, but in total, I have contributed about $113,000 myself, and the $53,000 of growth is just from buying different stocks, and it has grown in value. So when I post this, I know some of you a bit be skeptical and you're like, okay, so you contributed like $100,000 plus. Of course, you're able to have a huge portfolio, but I like to dial it back and let everyone realize that the reality is that I started investing when I was actually making minimum wage. So it was 2014 or so that I started investing. I was not making much money. So I started off with what I had, and no matter where you are in your income level right now, you can also start with what you have, whether it's $25 or $100 a month or $500 a month that you can contribute. All you need to do is start where you are. So yes, I started contributing to this when I was making minimum wage. And I think it's actually more impressive because I was able to invest this money and not just save it. Some people can save a large amount, but I actually invested this money into stocks that grew significantly. And I've also taken $60,000 out of this account so that I could buy my house in 2020. So this is pretty much growth that I have over the past 5 years, not really the past 11 years. So now let's get into some of the holdings that I have, and I'll share some of the logic behind why I have some of them. I probably won't go into depth about all of them, but I'll share some of my favorites. I also don't think that you need to have all of these holdings. Like I have quite a few holdings in this account, and I'm actually thinking of selling some of them so I can simplify my portfolio a little bit. But I think you need like 10 max. You don't need to have more than 10 individual stocks and maybe 2 or 3 ETFs in your portfolio. Also, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy any of these, but I'm just sharing why I bought them. So let's get into it. The first one that I have is Apple, and I'll share my screen and show you some details. So Apple is, of course, the company that we all know and love that has iPhone, MacBook, Apple Watch, everything that a lot of us use on a day-to-day basis. And I have 5 shares of Apple, and it's up 123% since I purchased them. So that is a great return, I would say. And the reason I chose Apple was because it is a very innovative tech company that has kind of a moat around it where nobody's really doing it like Apple. Yes, they have some competitors, but it's very hard to get somebody who is an Apple user to move to any other software. And that is simply because they have literally, like everything is interwoven. You know, I have my Apple Watch, I have my iPhone, I have my iPad, I have my MacBook, I have all of this stuff and it's interwoven. So if I decide to move to another company's phone, it's like I'm no longer in the ecosystem, and That doesn't make sense. So that's why a lot of people, once they're in the Apple ecosystem, they will stay there, which means that this company is probably going to do well long-term because, they know how to keep their customers and continue to grow their customer base as well. The next company is Amazon. This is another great company, very innovative, and they also have a moat. Like, who is really doing this like Amazon? Amazon is up 140% since I bought it, and I had 20 shares of Amazon. The key thing that you'll notice about my portfolio is that I hold, and hold some more. I have been holding these things for years and years and years, and that is why they have been able to grow so significantly. My only regret is that I didn't buy more. I should have bought more of Amazon. Same reason as Apple, like Amazon is very innovative, as I mentioned, and I will say that they're always adapting their business model, and it's not just the Amazon that we know and love on the App Store, whatever that app. It's also AWS, which is their software, which is where the real money is. AWS powers literally everything. So I would say that's their competitive advantage and what makes them stand apart from their competitors. Another company that I have is Datadog. This was actually a stock that I bought because my dad told me to a few years ago. So I don't really have much logic behind why I have this stock, but it's up 111%. So it did pretty well for me. Next, we have Google. Google is, we all know Google. Same thing, Google is one of the search engines that is pretty much unmatched, and Google has so much more to it than just its search engine feature. They have so much tech behind it, and I personally am a huge fan of Google, not just the software, but like I use Google in my everyday life. So I like to be a shareholder in companies that I actively use every single day. And also I think that Google has been around for so long. It's been tried, true, and tested. I don't like to put my money in like risky stocks. I like to put them in things that have been doing well for a long time. So that is the next holding, and it's currently up 73% since I purchased these shares. And I think I purchased these in the past 2 years or 3 years. The next stock that we have is MongoDB, another one that my dad was like, hey, Reni, you should look into this. So I can't give you too much on this, but MongoDB is amazing. And if you guys don't know, you should follow my dad on Instagram. His Instagram is @baudet.thefinanceDad, and there he shares about his different finance takes. So follow him there. This stock is currently up 147%, and I have 9 shares. Again, only regret is that I did not buy more. The next stock, this is one of my favorite stocks, and this is Palantir. I have had Palantir actually since January 1st. So this year, I decided that I am going to max out my TFSA, and well, not max it out because I still have room, but max it out for this year. So I put $7,000 into Palantir on January 1st. And as of today, it is up 101% since January. So it hasn't even been a full year, and it's doing extremely well. My only regret for this one is that I did not get in earlier. Like, I think I invested a good amount, but I did not get into this on time. But, it's still a great return. I cannot complain. My next stock that I have is Shopify. So Shopify is a company that actually is the one that made me be able to buy my first house because it did so well. And right now, right when I bought my house in 2020, I sold all my Shopify stocks in order to pay for my house, but then I got right back in and bought some more. So I have about 111 shares of Shopify right now. And I think they might have done a stock split, which is why I have so many of them. But that means my growth has been 119% in Shopify. My next holding is Smart Centers. So this is when I want to get a bit adventurous with my portfolio and go into REITs. REITs are real estate investment trusts. And if you want me to do a whole video on that, I can. But essentially, it's when you buy a part of a real estate company so that you can own some real estate yourself without having to own physical real estate. REITs do not grow much, but the good thing about REITs is that they pay high dividends. So if you have a good amount of money in there, you can get very high dividends, which can be passive income for you because legally REITs have to distribute their income as dividends to all their shareholders. So right now I only have 45 shares of it. So if I really want to make good income, I would have to put a lot more in here, but I currently am up 11% on my REITs. Next one is Trade Desk. So Trade Desk is a company that my dad recommended as well. This one is currently actually down 30%, my only holding that is down. However, in my other portfolio, it is up significantly. Let's go into it and see what I'm up by. In my other portfolio, it is up by 2.9%. 8%. So I think that Trade Desk has had an interesting time. It is a stock that I'm gonna just continue to hold. And I think for the long run, they will do well based on my research. So that is my one stock in this portfolio that is not up. The next two holdings are VDY and VFV. VDY is a fund that tracks the Canadian stock market, and it tracks the highest dividend paying stocks in the Canadian stock market. So that is one fund that I currently own, and I am up 16.9% on that. And I started buying this in the past 2 years because I wanted to diversify my portfolio away from just the US. As you can see, most of my other holdings are in the US, so I wanted to have some Canadian holdings there. And my last one is VFV, one of my favorites. And this is one I buy every 2 weeks religiously. For the past 2 or 3 years now, I have bought it every 2 weeks, every time I get paid. And right now I have 410 shares of VFV. And that is almost $70,000 worth of VFV. And I am up 45%. So right now my strategy is to continue to buy VFV and VDY. And I do that every 2 weeks, because I'm trying to build a solid base for my portfolio. But overall, I would say my portfolio is stable. It is doing well. It is growing very, very handsomely. And I'm happy with the growth that it has had so far. So that is my long-awaited portfolio. Let me know if you own any of these stocks or ETFs, because I would love to see what overlap we have in our portfolios. This portfolio is truly my baby. I love the TFSA, as I mentioned in many videos before, because of the flexibility it gives you. I could literally take out this money at any time, use it for a wedding, a car, a house, anything I want to do, I can use it for, which is why I love the TFSA. So I am very happy with the growth of this. As I said, I've just been building this specifically for the past 5 years since I liquidated my portfolio. And I'd say that it has done extremely well in that time. And it's really allowing me to get closer to that dream of building financial freedom. If I never touch this portfolio again, it would continue to grow and grow and grow and allow me to have the freedom that I truly want. So I am a stand for investing. I always recommend investing. If you want me to teach you how to invest, you can also join my collective, which is Don't Go Broke Collective, or my accountability group. And I teach you every single month how to invest in the stock market. So yeah, this is my portfolio. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I do have a $400,000 portfolio in total. So if you want to see my other holdings and my other accounts, they're a bit different. So let me know in the comment section below, and like this video if you did enjoy this honest, vulnerable type of content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.